Okay, so guess I'm recording for the practice. So what we are doing today is we want to solve proportional relationships. Your essential question is, how does understanding fractions help solve proportion? And your vocab is proportion and cross product. So there's a big hint in that essential question. What are you thinking we are going to be working with? And look at the fractions. Our proportions are going to look like fractions because our proportions are built from ratios. Ratios tend to be written as fractions. That's why I said we're going to see them a lot like this. And a lot of that is so you guys just know how to solve them. They should not be too difficult. We're going to take two fractions, basically. It's two ratios. So we're going to take two ratios that are supposed to be equal, but one of them is going to be missing a piece of it. So we're going to turn those two ratios into one equation and solve that equation. Understood? At least a little bit? Does that make sense to anybody at all?
No.
No, it doesn't? Basically, we're going to take two things that look like fractions. I'm going to show you how to make it into an equation, and from there, you've already solved the equation, so you should be able to solve the portion, okay? I'm just checking in your book from last year to see if you've done anything. You did a lot of ratios, you graph ratios, equivalent ratios. Yeah, that's it. Your equivalent ratios, that's what the proportional means. It is equivalent. So last year you guys did have, I don't know that you did that out of the book, but you did have a lesson for that. Okay? Let's see how Okay, they showed it as division. It's very, very close, but we're going to do something else with it. So let me just go ahead and skip to what I need. Let's do a proportion. Last week I did mention proportions just a little bit. Do you guys remember what a proportion is?
Yeah.
Do you remember what I compared it to? Or who I compared it to?
Something like those
For the graph, yes, graph and proportion.
and
Okay, it has to be equal. That's what a proportion does. It has to be equivalent or equal. So proportion. It is an equation stating that two ratios or rates are equivalent, which means it does have an equal sign. So I'm going to start with the very first problem you guys did on homework after Christmas break. The very first problem you did said, for example, 360 miles in 6 hours. If I gave you guys that problem, what did you do? You divided by what? And what did you get? Over 1 hour, right? This right here is a proportion. Huh? Does 360 miles over 6 hours mean the same as 60 miles for 1 hour? Are they equal? It's a proportion. That's all the proportion says, is that they are equal. Okay? Does that make sense now? That's the proportion. But what we're going to be doing, it's not going to be quite nice. What we are going to be doing is we are going to be solving when it says 240 miles in 4 hours equals x over 1 hour. Do we know what x means? Yes or no? Why is x there? Which number? It represents the unknown. Wait, hold on. It represents the unknown, right? Okay, so yeah, Jaime, you have a good idea. What are you going to do? What would you say? Yeah, you could take 240 miles divided by 4, and what would you get? How many times can 4 go into 24? No one, put the calculators down. How many times can 4 go into 24? 6. Can it go into 0? No. I gave you the same weight, just a different distance. But here's the problem. They're not even going to always be that nice. They are sometimes going to show up as Yep, that's T. What number does T represent? The unknown. Do we know the number? So we have to figure it out. Now, is this one as easy as the last one where you could say 7 divided by 2 and get your answer? No. So this is actually going to use something called cross products. What is a product? Talk with your table. Talk with your table. What is a product? In math, let's specify that because you're correct. A product is an item. You were going somewhere with that. Good. But let's talk about math. In math, what does the word product mean? Talk with the group, not me. It means something more specific than that. I make it means something more specific than that. I don't hear a lot of talking. Discuss it with Angel then. I mean, you are correct, but not 100% correct. Yeah, I'd say 75. A product is more specific than saying multiply. What part of the multiplication problem is the product? The answer to a multiplication. So when we say products, what does that tell us we're going to do? We're going to find the answer to a multiplication, right? What does it mean to cross? Do that again. That's diagonal. Now make it cross. Cross means it has to intersect somewhere. Isn't a cross means zero x? Cross it out. Make it x. Hey guys, guess what? We're going to cross multiply. I'm going to get to highlight this. You guys will do this right after lunch. I want you to watch what I do real quick. I am going to cross multiply. Just create an x. What is 7 times t? 17. What is 2 times 13? That's an equal sign. Does that look familiar? If I cover up absolutely everything but this, could you figure it out?
Yeah.
Did I tell you I was going to take two ratios and make it into an equation?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to lunch.